Alright, y'all, grab your popcorn, because this story just made love and hip-hop look like a Disney Channel sleepover. King Harris, yes, the wild, unpredictable son of T. And Tiny has just pulled off what fans are calling nothing short of a miracle. After that savage jail attack that had the internet mourning like we just lost another hip-hop prince, King has reportedly woken up. And let's just say, the streets are louder than T's dictionary rants right now. Social media is in meltdown mode, tweets flying faster than Offset's side eye. Conspiracy theories thicker than Nicki and Cardi's shade history. And the whispers. Chilly, they're saying this entire hospital scene could change everything we thought we knew about King Harris' tough guy saga. And T, the man known for his poetic police encounters? He's in tears. Actual, visible, headline-making tears. This ain't just a recovery story, this is hip-hop's version of the Lazarus effect. So sit tight. Because what's coming next involves family betrayal, viral outrage, and a comeback that's got Hollywood shaking like a Kardashian without Wi-Fi. You think you've heard it all? Trust me, this rabbit hole goes way deeper than a Drake diss track. So here's where it all started, the moment that flipped hip-hop headlines upside down and made the internet scream louder than Blueface's live streams. King Harris, the 20-year-old prince of chaos, son of rap royalty T, and Tiny was supposed to be living his best celebrity offspring life, flashy cars, designer fits, and Instagram lives that last longer than his patience. But somehow, our boy found himself in a jail cell, proving that fame and freedom don't always vibe in the same verse. Now, everyone knew King had been walking a fine line between rapper on the rise and reality TV villain. He wanted the world to see he's no spoiled rich kid, he's about that life. But when those jail walls closed in, reality hit harder than a diss track from Eminem. Reports say King got into a brutal altercation behind bars, fists, shanks, chaos, the kind of stuff you see in documentaries, not TikToks. Sources described it as savage, unthinkable, and too graphic for TMZ, which is saying something because TMZ would film a ghost if it sold clicks. Within hours, the internet went wild. Hashtags like hashtag pray for King Harris and hashtag justice for King started trending faster than you could refresh your feed. Everyone had an opinion, fans, haters, bloggers, even people who hadn't cared about T since Live Your Life. And when rumors dropped that King had been rushed to the hospital in critical condition, the drama went nuclear. People started acting like it was the royal family of Atlanta in crisis. You had YouTubers doing spiritual readings, fans lighting candles on TikTok, and gossip pages digging up every clip of King acting tough, saying, "See, we told you this was coming." One viral post even compared it to the downfall of hip-hop's next generation, which, let's be real, might be a bit much. But that's the internet for you. Meanwhile, T was reportedly losing it. This is a man who survived rap beefs, FBI investigations, and reality TV editing, but nothing prepared him for this. He was seen rushing into the hospital like he was filming the season finale of Empire. Cameras caught him looking shaken, no shades, no swagger, just a father terrified his son might not make it. For once, Tip wasn't dropping big words. He was dropping tears. And Tiny? She was quiet. Too quiet. Fans noticed she went radio silent on social media, no posts, no stories, no cryptic song lyrics. That's when everyone knew something real was happening. When Tiny ain't posting, the world starts speculating. Some said she was praying privately. Others said she was too heartbroken to speak. And then there were those shady pages whispering that maybe this was karma for how wild King had been acting online. Because, let's face it, this is the same dude who once bragged about being built different in the streets. Well, the streets apparently had something to say back, but then came the twist nobody saw coming. Just when fans were preparing rip posts and emotional tribute edits, the hospital reports leaked King wasn't gone. He was alive. Barely, but breathing. And the moment that news hit, the entire internet did a double take. People were screaming, "Wait, what?" The man who was supposed to be in critical condition had miraculously woken up. Within minutes, the story flipped from tragedy to resurrection. Memes exploded, some wholesome, some wild. One tweet said, King Harris just pulled a two-pack resurrection. Another joked, not King surviving the streets and jail plot armor strong. But under the sarcasm, you could feel a genuine relief. Even the haters had to admit this was a plot twist worthy of Netflix. And here's where things get really messy. Allegedly, the attack wasn't random. Word on the street is, King had been mouthing off inside, trying to prove he's not just T.E.'s son but a real one. Apparently, some inmates didn't appreciate his energy. You'd think having a famous dad would get you some protection, but inside, nobody cares who you are. Fame means nothing when respect's on the line. Whispers say a confrontation escalated egos, pride, and maybe a few words you can't repeat on camera. And before anyone could blink, it went down. Brutal, fast, no mercy. A guard supposedly found King unconscious, bruised, bloodied, motionless. And that's when this whole story turned from celebrity trouble to Hollywood horror. Now, the police reports are vague as they always are when it involves a famous name, but insiders claim this wasn't just a random scuffle. There might have been a setup. Some are even hinting that people wanted to send a message to King, or maybe to T. You know how rap beefs have layers thicker than a Drake album rollout. Could this have been retaliation for something bigger? A family enemy? An old grudge? Nobody knows for sure, but the speculation machine is working overtime. And let's not forget the internet detectives. Those folks who think Google images and Reddit threads qualify as FBI clearance. They've been zooming in on hospital photos, analyzing backgrounds, and claiming the body language proves this was staged, because apparently, everything's a conspiracy now. Some even believe this was all a publicity stunt, a fake coma for clout, which, if true, would make this the most unhinged PR move since Kris Jenner turned Kim's tape into a career. But while fans argued, one thing became clear: the Harris family was shaken to the core. King's siblings reportedly gathered at the hospital, praying, crying, arguing, the whole emotional roller coaster. T was said to be pacing the halls, calling in security upgrades, while Tiny kept whispering that this was a wake-up call. And honestly, maybe she's right. Because if nearly losing your life behind bars doesn't humble you, nothing will. Still, let's not pretend this family drama hasn't been public for years. From T's expeditiously lectures to King's rebellious streak, we've seen this play out in real time. But now, it's no longer just entertainment. It's real, painful, and potentially life-changing. And yet, the internet can't decide: is this a tragedy, a redemption arc, or just another viral saga in the never-ending circus of celebrity chaos? Because if there's one thing this generation loves more than music, it's melodrama. But hold on, the story's only getting started. Because as King lay in that hospital bed, blinking back into consciousness, the world outside was exploding. Celebrities, fans, rivals, everyone had something to say. And some of those reactions? Phew. Let's just say they turned this hospital recovery into a full-blown Hollywood scandal when King Harris' miraculous recovery hit the news. Social media didn't just react, it erupted like a volcano fueled by Red Bull, clout, and chaos. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, every platform was suddenly hosting a digital prayer circle, a roast session, and a conspiracy convention all at once. You could practically hear the collective gasp across the internet as headlines screamed, "King Harris wakes up." Within hours, the narrative went from tragedy to trending topic of the century. Everyone had a theory. Some swore it was divine intervention, God saved that boy for a reason. Others claimed it was karma giving King a second chance to sit down and rebrand. And then, of course, the trolls showed up, those keyboard warriors who treat trauma like it's open mic night at a comedy club. Bro, respond in the hospital. One tweet said, "King got that main character plot armor." Another laughed. The memes were relentless angel emojis, hospital bed edits, even fake movie posters titled Resurrection of a Harris. But while the internet was busy clowning, T was living a full-blown emotional meltdown. Word is, the moment King opened his eyes, T broke down like a man who'd just realized fame can't buy peace. Witnesses say he hugged his son, tears streaming, mumbling, "You scared me, boy." For once, the rubber band man wasn't dropping big vocabulary, he was dropping every ounce of pride. It was raw, human, and painfully real. And guess what? Somebody leaked it. Because of course they did. A video surfaced online showing T holding King's hand in the hospital bed. The clip hit the internet faster than Drake drops a diss track, and suddenly everyone was crying, reposting, and dissecting every frame like it was the Zapruder film. The caption read, "T finally breaks." Fans flooded the comments. This hit harder than any T lyric. Say what you want, but that's a real father, but others weren't as forgiving. Oh, now he cares. One post said, maybe if he parented instead of preaching, King wouldn't be in jail. And just like that, boom, the internet was split into two camps, Team Compassion and Team Consequence. Meanwhile, the celebrity world started chiming in. Boozy went live, ranting about young dudes not built for that life. 50 Cent, never one to miss a messy moment, dropped a cryptic post with the caption, "They said they wanted the real, until the real showed up." Even Cardi B slipped in a comment saying, "That boy lucky. God gave him a wake-up call." You know it's serious when Cardi pauses her own drama to weigh in, and then came the shade. A few influencers who had publicly criticized King before, suddenly turning into motivational speakers. We all make mistakes. Growth is everything, they said, conveniently forgetting their old roast tweets. But the internet never forgets. Screenshots resurfaced, and those same influencers got dragged like Randay. Fans began turning King's survival into a redemption narrative. He's gonna drop a spiritual album now, someone joked. From jail bars to Billboard charts, others compared him to Tupac, Rod Wave, and even Kanye, saying his story was proof pain creates legends, but not everyone bought it. Behind the scenes, whispers were swirling that this miraculous recovery wasn't so miraculous after all. A few gossip insiders started hinting that maybe, just maybe, things weren't adding up. Why did the hospital release no official statement? Why was every update coming from anonymous sources? And why did that leaked video look suspiciously staged, like something straight out of a PR playbook? Suddenly, the internet's favorite pastime, conspiracy crafting, went into overdrive. Some users claimed King's hospitalization was exaggerated to clean up his public image. Others said it was a distraction from something bigger, that T was pulling strings to protect family secrets. There were even wild claims that a documentary was already in production, turning this tragedy into a brand new redemption arc reality special. Because in Hollywood, nothing stays sacred, not even survival. Still, beneath the chaos, a powerful undercurrent began forming. Fans started revisiting all of King's past moments, his fights, rants, interviews, and that infamous "I'm not regular" video. Suddenly, it all hit different. Maybe he was crying out for help, one comment said. Another added, he grew up in the spotlight. That does something to you. And that's the thing when fame is your childhood. Mistakes are your public legacy. And you know who couldn't resist jumping in? Charlemagne the God. On The Breakfast Club, he called King's situation a mirror for every celebrity parent who's out here chasing legacy instead of love. Brutal, but not wrong. He said, T taught us how to talk expeditiously, but now life's teaching him something faster: pain. The clip went viral, earning both applause and backlash. Meanwhile, Tiny was reportedly by King's side, whispering prayers and refusing interviews. But one insider leaked that she told close friends, "This is God's way of hitting pause." That line spread like wildfire, quoted everywhere from gossip blogs to fan pages. Some saw it as faith. Others saw it as foreshadowing, like maybe the Harris family was finally ready to humble themselves after years of reality TV chaos. But let's not forget, the internet doesn't stay emotional for long. Give people a few hours, and sympathy turns into skepticism. A day after King's awakening, TikTokers started dropping theory videos with clickbait titles like "The Real Reason King Harris Was Attacked." One claimed it was gang-related. Another said it was an inside setup involving someone King trusted. And the wildest theory? That T had to make a trade career silence for his son's survival. Straight out of a conspiracy thriller. But the views? Through the roof. Still, what made this story so addictive wasn't just the attack or the recovery, it was the symbolism. King's life had become a reflection of every young star caught between fame and foolishness. A living reminder that clout doesn't equal safety, and being a celebrity's kid doesn't mean you're bulletproof. He wanted to prove he was built for the streets, and now the streets had proven they don't care about last names. And as the memes rolled on, people started posting side-by-sides. Old King vs. New King, adding captions like, "Character development unlocked," and "From flexing chains to cherishing life." The same crowd that once mocked him was now begging him to turn his pain into purpose. "Drop a documentary, King," one fan wrote. "Tell your story before someone else does." By the end of that week, the saga had officially left gossip territory and entered pop culture legend. This wasn't just a scandal anymore, it was a survival story, a meme factory, a cautionary tale, and a PR goldmine all rolled into one. But you know what they say, the internet loves a comeback until it doesn't. Because just as King began to recover, a new leak hit, something that would twist this entire narrative on its head. A detail from inside that jail, a secret no one expected. And when that surfaced, let's just say, the miracle suddenly didn't look so heavenly. Just when everyone was ready to turn this into a feel-good story, King Harris beats the odds. T finds redemption. Cue soft piano music, the universe said, "Hold my mic," because right as King started posting those post-recovery selfies, looking like he just came back from a spiritual retreat instead of a near-death experience, a new leak dropped that sent shockwaves through the culture. A correctional officer, anonymous of course, because every scandal needs a source close to the situation, told a blog that the jail attack wasn't as random as fans thought. Nope. According to this insider, King had actually been targeted. Word spread that someone from inside wanted him silenced. And not over petty inmate drama, but over money and reputation. Apparently, King had been bragging about who his father was, flexing connections, maybe even threatening to call people. In jail culture, that's like waving steak in front of a hungry lion. And when the news hit, the timeline exploded. So it wasn't a fight, it was a setup? People screamed. TikTok detectives pulled out voiceovers like, "Let's talk about what really happened to King Harris," complete with red circles and dramatic music. They analyzed every hospital clip frame by frame. Pause right here. See that nurse's reflection? Like this was CSI. Instagram edition. T tried to shut the rumors down fast. He posted a message saying, "We appreciate the prayers, but don't feed into negativity. My son is alive and healing, that's all that matters." Simple, respectful. But the internet smelled damage control. If it wasn't true, why delete the post later? One fan wrote, "He's scared because the truth leaking," another replied. And that's how the cycle began, sympathy morphing into suspicion. Then came the most unhinged twist of all. A blurry photo allegedly from the jail's security camera surfaced online. It appeared to show King arguing with another inmate just hours before the incident. The photo was grainy, overexposed, probably fake, but who cares? It looked real enough for gossip blogs to declare exclusive proof of the fight. Every outlet ran with it. Overnight, King went from victim to instigator, and social media, oh, it ate that narrative alive. People started reframing the story. See, he brought it on himself. Others clapped back, saying, even if he did, he didn't deserve to almost die. It turned into an all-out morality war online. Was King a troubled young man learning the hard way, or a spoiled celebrity kid getting what he asked for? Meanwhile, King's recovery updates kept rolling in. Photos of him walking with a nurse, holding his hand, tiny, smiling faintly. But people didn't trust anything anymore. "That ain't healing, that's a PR photo shoot," someone commented. "I know a staged redemption arc when I see one," another user wrote. "This family loves the spotlight too much. Even tragedy's a storyline." But here's the thing, whether staged or sincere, it worked. King's follower count skyrocketed. Brands reached out privately. Streaming numbers on his old songs tripled. Clips of his arguments on Family Hustle started trending again. Caption, "The prophecy was right there." Suddenly, King Harris wasn't just a headline, he was a symbol. The reckless son reborn. The boy who lived, and in the strangest twist of irony, who'd once gone viral for lecturing King about humility, now found himself defending that same son against an entire digital mob. He appeared on a podcast, visibly emotional, saying, "We've all been young, We've all made mistakes, but you don't cancel your own child for growing up in front of the world. That clip hit a nerve. Some viewers cried, others rolled their eyes. But everyone watched. Tiny finally broke her silence too. She posted a simple photo of King asleep with the caption, "Thank you, God." No hashtags, no filters, just raw. That picture gathered millions of likes and thousands of comments, some supportive, some messy. "We love you, Tiny. Stay strong, mama. Girl, take that boy to church," because the internet loves tragedy, but it adores mothers in pain. By now, King had become both villain and victim, saint and sinner, a walking contradiction wrapped in designer bandages. Every day brought a new theory. He's turning his life around. He's faking it for sympathy. He's plotting a comeback track called Second Chance. The line between reality and spectacle blurred so completely that no one knew what to believe anymore, and honestly, nobody cared. It was too entertaining. Then, 1 week later, King did the unthinkable. He went live. Hospital gown, force still in his arm, camera pointed straight at his face. "Kel thought I was gone," he said, smirking. "God ain't done with me yet." The chat went insane. Hearts, crying emojis, fire emojis flooding the screen. He looked weak but confident, like someone who knew the internet was hanging on his every breath. "I learned who real, who fake," he continued. "Y'all keep talking, I'm still here." That live alone shattered viewership records for the week. Bloggers replayed it on loop. Some said it was inspiring. Others called it narcissistic. One comment summed it up perfectly. Only King Harris could turn a coma into content. And then silence. After that live, King disappeared again. No posts, no stories, nothing. Just ghosted the internet like it was a bad ex. Which, of course, made everyone even more obsessed. Where's King? Did he relapse? Is he working on new music? Theories spiraled until fans spotted him weeks later, walking out of a studio with tea, smiling. Not forced, not staged, genuinely smiling. For the first time in forever, it looked like the chaos had slowed down. Rumor had it the two were recording something together, a father-son track. Fans were already calling it from pain to purpose. Others joked, "Watch him drop a whole Netflix docu-series next." Honestly, would anyone be surprised? But beneath all the noise, one truth stood tall. King Harris' story had shifted the culture's focus. It wasn't just about gossip anymore. It became a mirror, a reflection of fame, youth, ego, and consequence colliding under the harshest spotlight imaginable. His survival became a symbol of how the internet will tear you apart, then praise you for surviving the wreck it helped create. And the man walked away humbled. Gone was the smug confidence, replaced by something raw. In interviews now, you can see it. The pause before he speaks. The way his eyes drop when King's name comes up. He's not just a rapper or the philosopher anymore, he's the dad who almost lost his son. As for King, the world's watching, waiting to see if this miracle really means change, or just another chapter in the never-ending Harris family saga. Because in this age of clout and cameras, the line between survival and storyline, it's razor thin. But whether you love him or loathe him, one thing's undeniable. King Harris just made history in the most chaotic, meme-worthy, headline-snatching way possible. He didn't just wake up, he woke everyone up, and just when the world thought it was done watching, the next leak is already loading. And there you have it, folks, the wildest roller coaster since Kanye decided to run for president. King Harris' story went from tragedy to trending, from pray for him to post about him, and somehow still managed to break the internet without even dropping a mixtape. Only in the world of fame can you nearly lose your life and wake up with more followers than before. But let's be real, this isn't just about King. This is about all of it. The fame, the pressure, the fake friends, the chaos that comes with chasing clout like it's oxygen. King's story is the ultimate reminder that one viral moment can make you or break you. And in this case, both happened in the same week. So here's what I want you to do before you disappear into your For You page abyss. Smash that like button like it owes you money. Subscribe before T drops another dictionary on us. And hit the comments. I want to know if you think King's redemption is real, or if this is just another season of the Harris Family Chronicles. Jailhouse edition, because over here at Fame Flaws, we don't just sip the tea, we boil the whole pot. Every scandal, every secret, every "I can't believe this happened" moment gets exposed, dissected, and dragged under the world's brightest ring light. So stay tuned. Because if you think this story was crazy, just wait. Tomorrow's headline might make this look like a church picnic. This is Fame Flaws, where fame isn't flawless, it's fatal. And remember, in Hollywood, nobody really heals. They just trend differently. See you in the next scandal.